We're standing on the Shinkansen. Hello, good morning. Konnichiwa from Kanazawa. It feels like it's been forever. Like I've traveled the whole Japan since my last tune-in. Like really. I have not been feeling like vlogging for multiple reasons. One that I'm just not feeling very motivated and very eager to do it, to be on camera. Second, my brother really doesn't is not happy about me vlogging this thing. And third, I feel like this whole culture just kind of doesn't appreciate the fact that people are taking so many pictures and videos, especially if other people are on them. So I'm trying to be very discreet about it and not invade people's privacy. So it's been hard to vlog because there's people everywhere. Like honestly, this is the most quietest touristic place that I've so far been, but I think it's just because it's too early for things to be open and there aren't so many tourists here, which is perfect. But I will be vlogging today because my brother unfortunately got down with the flu, so he will be staying in the hotel all day while I explore a little bit of Kanazawa and then take a day trip to go to Kaga Onsen. I was invited there to go to Hoshino Resort to do some really cool activities and to get to know the history of Japan and their rituals a little bit better. So I'm super excited about that. About everything else and how I've been feeling traveling post burnout. Well, actually, I don't think I've recovered from burnout. I've been feeling super tired and not motivated to do anything. I also think that we've done this whole trip wrong, planned it wrong, organized it wrong, and now we are just 2 weeks into the trip, and basically we are so exhausted. There's too much going on. We are changing too many places, and yeah, we just need a little bit to chill. But in a couple of days, we're actually flying back home. So yeah, it's been a weird experience. I thought that I would be much more eager, excited, and motivated to do stuff, but I haven't, and that's just the honest truth. Having this discussion yesterday on my Instagram account about the fact that I really wasn't in the mood in this trip to do my usual thing where I would just get lost and explore and try to find some hidden streets, hidden gems. Here it's yeah, first of all, our itinerary was super touristic, going to all the most popular spots, so it wasn't a surprise that it was completely packed with people everywhere we went, and I just find it so, I don't know, difficult, and I'm just not in the mood or motivated to go like a little bit off the beaten path. It was just proving to be a little bit more difficult in Japan than in some other countries that I have visited prior. And I think the fact that there's so many people everywhere was just a little bit overwhelming for my senses, and that has been draining my energy even more, because you just bombarded with so many things at the same time, like so many signs, so many lights, so many things, and you're just like all the time looking where you're going and trying to find your way and not step on anyone, and like be kind of considerate to others, because this culture is all about like being considerate about space and noise and pollution and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's been a challenge, but you know, we do have to challenge ourselves every once in a while and rethink our travels. I think if I do Japan again, which I hope I will soon, I will make a completely different itinerary with a completely different set of activities and things that I want to see. But for now, these are our last 4 days in Japan, so I'll just try to make the most out of it. I've been feeling a little bit better today. I think a part of why I was not feeling so well is I've just not been able to like go to the toilet properly. So yeah, things have been building up in my body, and I just felt so heavy and tired and a lot of the times. But that's travel, that's life. Like, it's not all unicorns, rainbows, and amazing things. It is amazing here, by the way, but it's also very challenging. Like I said, for many different reasons. Yeah, for now, let's go explore this beautiful place. I'm just in a small alley, so I don't bother anyone. Yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, and also like I have not been taking many photos of me. Like, I'm not patient when it comes to posing, and my brother is not patient when it comes to taking photos. So I got what I got. I don't have that many great photos from Japan, and I just have to make peace with the fact that there's a lot of things that we haven't done and seen that we wanted to, because we just don't have the capacity to do it, and we don't even have proof that we've been to many of places, because I have not been feeling like taking photos, doing videos and all that. It's all gonna be in here. and listen and hear and listen. You listen about Japan your entire life. You create this image in your head from the information that you gather that is actually very curated. So you make this like picture perfect place in your mind with these amazing looking buildings, with all the shrines, with the cherry blossoms and everything. It all looks a little bit too good to be true, right? And then you actually arrive to the place and you see the rough, the beautiful, and the less perfect places, because every place is like that, right? There's those Instagram spots and there's those images that you see on YouTube of all the popular and beautiful streets, all the charming buildings, all the cool activities that there are to do. But every place is a place where people actually live. Like this street, this is something that you're not gonna see on Instagram. It's something that you're not gonna see on YouTube very often. It's something that you're not gonna see in a magazine because it just doesn't look pretty. But it is real life. And so you come to these locations, by the way, in Japan, places like Kyoto. Oh my God, I was just so overwhelmed by the amount of people. And the thing is, it isn't really foreign tourists, it's domestic tourists, it's Japanese people going to Japan for special occasions to take photos there, and it was just so jam-packed. So I feel that for me, in this instance, on this trip, there's a little bit of disconnect from what I thought that I'm going to experience to what I'm actually experiencing now that I'm here. When I was planning my trip and watching all these beautiful videos on YouTube and going through magazine articles and Instagram posts, I was very emotional actually about it. There were a few moments where I almost cried because I was like, I cannot believe that I'm going to Japan. It is such an interesting, it is a location that you just don't go to every day because it's not the most like easy accessible. It's not the cheapest. And you have to organize so much in advance. So it's not just something that you would put together on a whim and just go and travel. So I feel like it's been really, the disconnect between what I was expecting and what I'm actually experiencing is like quite obvious. We were expecting cherry blossoms. We organized this whole trip around the timing of seeing the Japan in full bloom. There is no blossoms anywhere. It's too early, it was too cold, the weather has been so bad. It snowed when we were in Osaka a couple of days ago. So I haven't not packed for this weather even. Like the forecast before we came here was completely different. And it just it isn't what we expected, but that doesn't mean that it isn't great. If I knew beforehand, I would prepare and organize completely differently. And I think I would just mentally be at a different space and not be so exhausted from everything, I guess. But then again, I cannot stop the overcrowding and the amount of people and the amount of impulses and stimulus that comes from that. So yeah, Japan was definitely a surprising experience. I created this channel because I want to share the the reality of life, not to show you some selected photos, some selected image, some carefully curated, look at this amazing place, I've been here kind of videos. No, this is the real deal. Like, this is real life. These are real streets. This is where people live. This is a town that people have lived for like centuries, I guess. And it's so much more that just that one famous street, or that, yeah, what I wanted to say is traveling is so much more than just ticking off sites and taking Instagram shots at these beautiful street corners and gardens and things like that. It's seeing everything. It's seeing how people live. It's trying to get to know the culture and seeing all of sides of it, not just the pretty side. And if you're wondering why I'm whispering and why this might be like a really bad audio in this video, is because I want to be respectful. Everyone in Japan is always so considerate of others and just being really quiet, not talking on the phone in public spaces, not talking loudly anywhere. You would be amazed to how quiet some streets are, even in like really busy cities. I actually love it. Okay, found some back alley. I'm back in my game now. Maybe I was finding it a little bit difficult also because I'm traveling with my brother. I've not been traveling with anyone for a very long time. And so I'm just used to wandering around, not knowing where I'm really going and just getting lost. And then by getting lost, finding these amazing gems, these like hidden places that normally you don't see. But because I'm with my brother, who's just kind of been like compromising on everything, and I don't know, he's just he does wonder, but he's not the same as me, where he would just be like explore mode on. So yeah, it's a different kind of trip. So my ultimate travel advice would always be, yes, go to the pretty sites, see all there is to see, go to all the attractions that you have to go, but then also just go to the dodgy streets, go to the side streets, go to the places where no one else goes. with, you know, concern of safety, of course. Japan is so safe, probably the safest country I've ever been to. But get lost, you know, go to the little alleyways and through the corridors, like end up at someone's doorstep. That's the whole point. You're gonna find so many amazing things doing that. And I feel like I only been wandering around here for an hour, but have just enjoyed it so much more than on the days when, why is it so, on the days when we were just ticking off some places and attractions. And yeah, this is like my favorite activity to do when I travel, just wander the streets and see where I end up.